Good morning and happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? It is really snowy here, but it is very nice and gentle, so I will enjoy it. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to give everybody about 3 minutes to join in before we start our session. So sit down, relax, and we will get going. Oh, that's an amazing question. If you'd like to chat more and share your journals and stuff, you can join my Discord. I'll set it here in the, here we go, in the comments. Perfect. Join in. We can chat. We can share our journals. We can talk about fears and just go over different ways to meditate for our trading. Yes, it's free. Definitely free. All right, cool. I see a bunch more people piling now, and I know we are ready to begin. So, we're going to start first, as always, with our connecting to our why meditation. Connecting to our why and connecting to our heart allows us to stay grounded in our trading and allows us to make decisions that benefit our future self. A lot of times in trading, we can become very short-sighted, where we take a loss or we take a small win and we want to go for more. Either we don't want to accept our loss or we don't want to take the small win. Either way, the more we connect to our heart, ground down in our why, the easier our trading becomes. So take a moment, get your body comfortable, put your feet flat on the ground, and just take a few deep, relaxing breaths. As we breathe, it's very important that we breathe in only through our nose. This allows us to activate our parasympathetic nervous system and relax it. So when we see trading on social media, we see people with $100,000 months We see people toting their Lambos, their expensive dinners, their travels. But that's not why you were called to trading. You were called to trading because God put a gift in your heart, and that gift requires freedom in order to share that gift with the world. That's where trading comes in. Trading allows us the freedom of time, the freedom of money, the freedom of mind. But the cost of that freedom is our self-mastery. The more we master ourselves, the better our trading becomes. And the better our trading becomes, the more freedom we have in our lives. So now that we've relaxed our body, we're going to start the meditation. As we start the meditation, the most important part right now is we're going to visualize and see our mind in our imagination. To me, it's blue, but to you it could be different. And as we locate our mind, we're going to find a little white string that connects our mind to our hearts. Find that string now and anchor it to your heart to activate your heart center. As we connect to our heart, you might see a green glow. That's what I see. And that's how you know that we have activated that center. So take a moment, really feel your heart. You're doing a great job. So now that we feel our heart and we're grounded in our heart, what we're going to do now is live out our perfect day. The trading session is over. You just made $3,000. Great job! Now what are you going to do with the rest of your day? Take a moment now and use your imagination to live out that day as detailed as possible. As we live out that day in our mind, the most important aspect is to feel. How would you feel? Feel that now and use your breath in through your nose to expand those feelings as they come. Let's live that day now. Perfect. So conjure those images, conjure those feelings. And really feel those most important moments. So as we're feeling now, we're going to hold that peak emotion for 25 seconds. Don't worry about counting. I'll do that for you. Just enjoy. Halfway there. Keep going. Perfect. Thank you so much for connecting to your why with me. Now take a moment, come back to reality. Wiggle your nose, wiggle your fingers, and just float back. And as we float back, we want to reach for our journal, but nothing too sudden. Just enjoy. This session is about relaxation, so just enjoy this time. All right, so if everyone has their journals, we're going to pull them out now, and we're going to begin our journaling part of the session. So as we talk about every day, it's very important to have a physical journal. And the physical journal is only for journaling. So you can do pre-market, post-market in the same journal. But the two rules here are physical journal only for journaling. This gives our journal great energy and great intention, and also gives us some really nice data to flip back on. So find the page, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write the date. I'm going to write the correct date today. Yesterday I wrote the wrong date. January 7th. Pre-market journal. All right, cool. So the way we do our journaling here is very special. We work with our subconscious mind in order to implant intentions into our mind and into our body as if they've already happened. How we do this is we write just a few select intentions, maybe 3, maybe 4, and we write them out in the past tense. And then we add our little secret spice of gratitude. What gratitude does is it calls in abundance. The more we're grateful for what we have, who we are, and what we've accomplished on our journey so far, the more we can call in greater things to our lives. So take a moment now. I'll read you a little example. So I am so grateful that I waited patiently for my A+ setup. Super simple, super easy. Take a couple moments now and write them out, and then we'll go over mine. Okay. Okay, I'm done mine. But I'll give you all just another minute here to finish yours, and then I'll read mine. All right, cool. Everybody done? Yeah! Okay, so we're gonna go over mine. A pretty market journal. I am so grateful for the time and effort I've invested into myself and my trading journey. We're on this page. I am so grateful that I patiently waited for my A+ setup and executed with courage. Yeah! I am so grateful that I had the foresight and discipline to honor my take profit and stop loss. And I drew a little heart there. And then I wrote, thank you, Samaya, and thank all of you too. I always like to add a little thank you, Samaya, because I feel like we really don't thank ourselves enough. So, in that vein of not thanking ourselves enough, what we're going to do now is we're going to have our prayer. So the way the prayer works is the first minute, you are going to take that whole minute in silence to offer yourself gratitude, to offer yourself thanks, and to just be grateful for the journey and where it's taken you so far. After that minute, I will lead us all in a prayer, but take that minute now, and I'm going to count for us, okay? All right, cool. The minute is over, and hopefully your heart feels full. And now it's my turn. So the first thing I'd like to say is thank you to me and thank you to you for setting out on this journey of trading. Trading found you and sparked your interest and curiosity because life has so much to offer you. You know that you don't need a boss, you don't need a company, you don't need a schedule to make money. What you need is to rely on and trust in yourself. That's where the magic happens. You have a gift in your heart, and that gift is meant to be shared. It's not meant to be squandered away with a 40-hour work week. Instead, you are on this path of self-mastery to better your life and the life of everyone around you. Thank you so much for having the courage to invest your time, your money, and your emotions into trading. It'll pay off, I promise. Okay, good job. Whew, all right. So we are about 10 minutes away from market open now. And I had a little topic come to me this morning that I'd like to share with you all. Risk to reward. So in trading, risk to reward is quite the buzzword. We know that our RR is very important in our trading. But where does that show up in our lives? A lot of times it can feel scary to either honor our risk plan when we take a loss, or to even just execute and hold our risk when our setup shows. But what about in life? Where do we take risks? How do we take risks? And how do we determine that ratio of what risk is important for the reward? That's what I've been wondering. So my thought was something like, today it's snowy, the roads suck, but you gotta go and you gotta get groceries. So the moment you get in your car, the moment you pull out of your driveway, the moment you start driving, you're taking a risk. And the risk that you're putting on this endeavor is your car, is your life, is your safety. So where in that scenario is the reward more important than the risk? And we take risks every day. We cook, we do cleaning. There's risk in all sorts of life. Just we're so used to taking that risk that it no longer feels like a risk. So the more you've exited your driveway and driven along the street in a snowy day, the more you anchor in to your ability to make that journey. And that's where the analogy of trading comes in. So right now, you're afraid, or at least I'm afraid, of taking the risk and losing. Or taking the risk and not knowing how predictable you are because you haven't taken that journey enough. So think about a skill that you've acquired in the last couple years, and think about how you felt as you first started learning and actioning that skill. You'll probably notice that over time, that the more you get in your car and drive on that snowy street, the more you know in your heart that you can make that journey. It's the same thing with trading. Just where we get so emotional is we have that money and those numbers on the line. Money is what allows us to build our life. It gives us shelter, it gives us food, it gives us fun. But the thing is that the more we anchor ourselves to money, the further we get from our goals. So how can we imagine trading as if we're driving down a snowy street, where we forget about the cost, where we forget about the money we have on the line, and we just focus on the journey and trusting ourselves? I don't have all the answers. These are all questions I ask myself. So if anybody has any answers, I would be very happy to hear. But for me, it's just about doing and trying every day. Thank you for listening. All right, so now it's time for our breathing exercise. Our breathing exercise will take us into market open. with an amazing calm that allows us to tackle the markets with ease. So feet flat on the floor again, Samaya, yes please. And relax your body. Take a breath in through your nose. And the way we're going to do this meditation is we're going to breathe in through our nose for 7. And as we breathe in, we're going to imagine all the amazing, resilient, and unconditional loving energy from Mother Nature soaking up into our being and charging us. And as we breathe out, we're going to take all that stale energy in our stomach and we're going to give it back to Mother Nature. All right? Let's go. In for 7. Hold for 2. And all that stale energy out for 8. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. Okay, last one. Let's make it count. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. On that last breath, really just relax your body. Amazing. Great job doing that. I feel so supercharged now. Maybe it's from breathing in so hard, or maybe it's because Mother Nature now lives in all my cells. But either way, thank you so much for joining my show today. And go off and go trade. You have all the skills, you have all the knowledge, and now your body is calm and your mind is primed to stick to your rules. I love you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.